It's your boy Minute. Welcome to the Vendetta Army.
What is happening, people? What is going on? What is happening? How's everybody doing today in the universe? Because we about to get things started. As always, you probably can't see him right now because we got so much other stuff going on the screen. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring his Skype picture up. If I can grab it, there it is. Wow, there he is. It's my boy, my cuz, my fam, Dre Mack. I brought him here with me because he's a very outspoken young man when it comes to certain issues, and I wanted his honest opinion. We don't disagree on the issue, but we do eschew certain. Like I think I'm all to the bad. I think he got a couple of. He's giving them a pass on some things. I ain't giving them no damn passes. So that's why I wanted him. I wanted him with me on this because we about to discuss this whole MCU thing. What's going on, Dre?
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah. So first thing I'm gonna do. This video is about the POC person of color thing that's going on with the MCU right now.
And before you start, I honestly, because before anything, when we start like bringing this up, I actually was looking for additional articles, maybe from Variety, maybe from other sources, and it wasn't. It was a source, but not a, I would say, Hollywood source. So I took it for a grain of salt, like somebody generalizing what they would want, not necessarily the truth of the matter, if you kind of understand where I'm saying.
Oh yeah. That's exactly where I was too, because I mean I've been hearing about this for months, bro, for months, and I didn't think I watched a dude called Amazing Lucas, and his video started out the same way. He said, you know what, I've been hearing this, I've been brushing it off, not giving any credence to it. But when it came out with multiple sources about Magneto and Xavier, that's when he had to draw the line and he had to make a video. And I feel the same way because it's been a number of people that they've been doing this to, which I mean, okay, whatever, movies. But we've been waiting for the X-Men universe to come into the MCU, and when we finally get them, Feige, you piece of shit, you decide that it's okay to maybe even be considering making them black? I mean, come on, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna give my 2 cents on this one, on just that particular part, because like I said, prior to even this conversation, I was actually looking at information to find out if this is true. I didn't find any substantial evidence to say, oh, this is what Kevin Feige wants, or this is what, well, except for, I think it was, I can't think of the Deadspin, or I don't think it was Deadspin, it was something. But it wasn't a legitimate source where I'm just like, oh, they really want to go there. But you got to remember this. When comic books when the X-Men was first introduced by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1963, you had the Civil Rights Movement that was going on at that time. So you have to understand that they took the ideologies of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X at that particular time. And matter of fact, let's be all the way 100. The original X-Men, even though they took the ideologies of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, the stories wasn't reflected in that way. It wasn't until Giant Size X-Men #1 when they start really pushing the ideologies of Magneto being Malcolm X and Professor being the Martin Luther King of the idea. And we also got to understand at that time, comic books wasn't pushing black characters at all, because that would actually literally piss off white fan base at that particular time.
Exactly. You can look back into history and completely tell that if they could have back then, they'd have totally made these two characters black or made more, because that's the direction they were going. Segregation, racism, they're
Yeah,
being the mutants being persecuted, all this other stuff. But they didn't do it. Not saying I know where they were going with it, and that's people's normal. That's their normal justification when all this comes out. Well, Stan Lee originally wanted Professor X, he after Malcolm X, and Xavier off of Martin Luther King, and Magneto off of Malcolm X. I was like, okay, cool. I understand where he was coming from. I'm just saying is with the thousands and thousands of pages of source material, I mean, there's no need. I mean, I understand what the MCU is doing. They've been doing it goddamn 10, 11 years. But, I mean, now is not the time. I mean, you don't just go completely, you call it out the park and left field and, okay, let's cast Denzel as a whoever, and, whoever. No, you don't know. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please.
Yeah. Now, as far as so as far as the MCU, this is the two arguments that I have. First, with the MCU, if you try to pull the story of the Jewish Holocaust right now, especially in the MCU timeline, for them time jumping, going all the way to 2023, whoever would play Eric Lyncher would be for real Gandalf. Like literally, it would be the oldest Magneto in history. You know what I mean? And you have to understand that, at that particular time, because a lot of artists and a lot of writers in comics was Jewish. Matter of fact, Superman was written by was written and drawn by two Jewish artists. I can't think of their names right now. I'm not even going to go there. Yeah. But Kal-El was I think a reference to a Jewish name. So I can understand them trying to change it, because that story that. Not saying that the Holocaust could not be talked about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the actual story is, hey, I hate to say this, because people go be like, well, slavery's outdated. You keep bringing, people bring that up. It's outdated for that time period. If you want to start talking about, discrimination and stuff like that, if you're going to have these characters, if they're, because I think when people say POC, everybody thinks automatically it's black. You can have somebody that's, a person of color is just a person of color.
Exactly. Yeah, once I get to, to cut you off. Once I get to my screen, because right now, you can't see it because, it's not live. But I got an article up right now that I'm gonna read, and once I read the article, then I'm gonna cut to my screen that has all the pictures on it. And one of the pictures on there, to my argument on this that I'm gonna discuss, is the new Flash Thompson, who. They made the Arabian guy, or no, I don't want to disregard what he really is.
Middle Eastern, yeah.
Middle Eastern gentleman. But Flash Thompson was a, good old boy, redneck.
A jock white guy.
Jock white dude. And they decided for Spider-Man to make him, make him smart and all this other stuff. I was like, okay. I mean, he still hates Peter. Did you have a
problem with him?
I mean, I didn't have a problem because I like the dude as an actor. I'm just saying, I'm all about source material. And there's so many liberties that get taken with these movies in regards to source material, because, for movies, you got to change things up, that you can at least get the dang characters right.
But, I know you're not going to get... This is the thing, though, because, like I said, for me, this is just for me, it will be hard for me to, and just to be honest, it'd be hard for me to see a black dude named Eric Lyncher, for one. Yeah. That will be hard, because I would want to see now the character the actual character Professor X technically can be any color that you really want, because of his ideology. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Because of his ideology. Extreme supremacy, I can clearly see that being white. Yeah. I'm just saying, clearly I can see, because
the only issue I have with it, you right on that. I can see Professor X going anyway. Hey, they can make a Professor X a Chinese dude, and I can get along with it. But Eric Lyncher, just because of the simple fact that the main part of his dang story is him having those damn numbers on his arm and him being in a goddamn Holocaust. I mean, come on.
But again, 2023, the Holocaust was in the 1940s.
Yeah. But they haven't introduced mutants yet in the MCU.
Well, yeah,
they can make it to where mutants don't age or something. Who knows what they could do.
But that's the problem with Eric Mentor's character, because he's still, even though that he has the power to infect the molecules and stuff like that of metal, he doesn't have like the power of longevity, or the regeneration. What's that? Regenerating.
You're right.
His cells, so he can preserve his life.
Okay, yeah, but me and you know that. But this is the MCU. They do whatever the hell they want to do.
But see, this is what I'm actually hearing, and a couple of sources that I trust actually has said that and this is Kevin Feige, he wants to introduce mutants. He's been wanting to introduce mutants ever since, and come to find out, ever since Iron Man 1.
Yeah,
with
I saw
that deleted scene.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Nick Fury name drop mutants. Yeah.
Right, name drop
and Spider-Man.
So what I'm actually hearing, in a guy named Charlie, I can't think of his YouTube channel right now, like offhand, because this is just there's so much on my mind. But what I'm hearing is what they really want to do is just introduce mutants, not introduce X-Men. That's why in the comics, and this is why I really wanted to get to Jonathan Hickman's Powers of X and House of X. And I think they're getting ready to do Dawn of X also. They're changing the whole entire landscape of mutants in the MCU. They're reintroducing how their powers are, reintroducing how the team is formatted.
It's a big controversy about what he's doing now too. I like it.
Yeah, and for real, it's one of the best comic books that you could possibly read. Yeah. Literally, I just ordered House of X #5. But
I got the whole series on my Amazon list for when it's finally done, so I can get the whole graphic novel, because I don't like waiting. If I read something, I don't like waiting another week for the next issue. So I'm waiting until it's all out so I can just binge it all in one go.
Yeah. I collect comics, so I have House of X 1 through 4 right now, and Powers of X 1 through 4, because again, I got my weekly subscriptions and stuff like that. Before we
get started, because I'm proud of that little thing I did on the screen. I want to have that on the screen. Let me go ahead and read this article so I can get it off the screen right quick. So this is just one of the many articles about this situation, and this comes from Cineblend. Okay, it says with the closing of Disney/Fox deal came a number of changes. The biggest of them being that the former's acquisition of the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Prior to this seismic development, Disney couldn't use any of what Fox owned. The company didn't even get them on the weekends. But now that Disney owns these characters, MCU head Kevin Feige hinted that the two teams appear in Phase 5 for the cinematic universe, but only mentioned that as part of his closing remarks at the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con. Now, there are rumors that Marvel Cinematic Universe may portray the two most important X-Men characters, Charles Xavier, Professor X, and Eric Lancher, Magneto, as people of color. Full Circle Cinema recently drew upon Kevin Feige's comments about diversity and reported that, according to a source, Marvel may cast people of color as Professor X and Magneto. Predictably, longtime fans of characters are divided on the consideration. Many took to Twitter to voice their approval or disapproval of the possibilities, which we start with some of the positive reactions. Now, I'm not going to go through the reactions because me and Drake and we on the side of both fences on that. So you can just trust us on that.
Because okay, so this is just for real, just being totally 100. You know what I'm saying? People of color have been discriminated against. You know what I'm saying? Since the dawn of America. You know what I'm saying? Black people came over here on slave ships. They have went through not only slavery, but we went through Reconstruction, Jim Crow, separate but equal. Where you start talking about Brown versus the Board of Education, you start talking about police brutality, drugs and guns coming into inner cities by the government that has been documented, even referenced by Ronald Reagan. You know what I mean? You know, you have police shootings. You still have discrimination against, and then also you have people that's been discriminated against because of their sexual orientation. Let's not forget, Ian McKellar, who played Magneto, is part of the LGBT community.
Yeah,
You know what I
that
mean?
is true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know you have that element.
Shout
You know
out to
what I
Dave
mean?
Chappelle. Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you do have a legitimate. If you're start talking about discrimination, no other person can play that character as well as somebody that has been discriminated against. Not saying white people have been discriminated against. Not saying Jews haven't been, because Jews was part of that group too that was discriminated. You know what I'm saying? But also you can look at Asians who've been discriminated against in the United States. You know what I mean? But the people who have been discriminated the most against is black people. We can't bend around that issue. You know
Well,
what
I mean, like,
but what I also wanted to, this is the flip side. Comic wise, the way that they changed it, and this is why I think Jonathan Hickman and Marvel came up with Powers of X and House of X. The way they flipped it, spoiler warning, is that you know all the characters. Matter of fact, the only character that's not that's black in the House of X storyline and the Powers of X, literally, I mean, besides Beast and Nightcrawler, is Storm. That's it. Everybody else is white, and they're discriminating against. In this particular story, spoiler warning again, they're discriminating against the mutants just for being mutants. For, you know what I'm saying? Just like in the TV show, going back to the 90s TV show, because they're mutants. So, you know, their whole idea is, well, let us have our own land, just like in Genosha.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Genosha, they had, you know, so they have refuge, they can have solitude in their own land, and the government not allowing them to get their own land. What does that sound like? The 40 acres and a mule. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's the stories is there. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what I was saying. That's why I'm saying there's no need for what they supposedly trying to do, because if you look at the whole premise of mutants, it's there. It's not just black or Jewish or the Latinos or the Asians. It's minorities in general. That the mutant construct, the mutant circle, the mutant hand, the mutant fist represents everybody. There's no need. I mean, just tell the story. Let your writers tell their story. There's no need to shoehorn and retcon classic characters just to appease society, because you feel we need more black representation in comic books. How about
and I do feel you on that.
Hold on. How about you concentrate on the people who already in there? How about you concentrate on the Luke Cage, the Blade, the Falcon, you know what I'm saying, the Miles Morales, the Siri, the Black Panther, you know, the Goliath, the Bishop, you know what I'm saying, Monica Rambeau. How about you concentrate on them? Build those characters up. You know what I'm saying? Heimdall.
Right. No, I
you know
absolutely I absolutely agree with you on that. And I do feel like that Marvel has fallen into the trap, and I know why. When Killmonger character came out, and how literally black people went nuts for Black Panther, and I loved every minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
Every minute of it. Not lying. You know what I mean? But the character of Killmonger, I guarantee you, Disney sat back, Disney, Marvel, and Kevin Feige was like, what if that was Magneto as Killmonger? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
right.
I'm not lying.
You know what I'm saying?
The way his character is
why I hate
exactly
you.
what you need out of a Magneto.
That's why I hate you, because sometimes your ass be making sense.
Because it makes sense. Because Killmonger, what Killmonger, the writing in Black Panther from Ryan Coogler made it where when you looked at that character, because Killmonger is nowhere close. Because I have the first introduction again, because I told you I collect comics, so I have the first introduction of Killmonger. I think it's Black Panther #6. And Killmonger just wanted to be the ruler of Wakanda, and all the other stuff had nothing to do with Jungle. And I think it's Jungle Action #6. Let me take that back. I think it's Jungle Action. No, let me take that back. It's Jungle Action #10. I had it somewhere down here in this box. But his character was nowhere close to that. They created that character to be like that. to be the person that said, my people have been discriminated against and the people of Africa has left us. They didn't care about us. You had a chance to get us and you didn't. And the way that he proclaimed that we can be the ones that's the rulers, that is Magneto.
Yeah.
Because it's
But
not
you know
about,
what, though?
it's
You know what though? I feel that, and that was a great point. But you know what? Going forward, they may have blew their load too early because the rumors are that Namor is supposed to be the next villain, and you can insert Namor right into Killmonger's space, and you get the same goddamn story except with Atlantis. So I'm looking forward to see where they go from there.
You do, and if Namor's not Asian, then I'm gonna have a problem because you know what I mean.
Don't even get me started on that. I wish I had more Asian friends because I can bring a Asian guy and put his face right next to yours. We can have a good old debate because they've been getting the shit stain of the stick too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is the reason why this is the flip side. Like I said about comics, because comics again in the 1960s. Even towards the 1970s, going into the 80s is when you really start seeing the change. And I give Chris Claremont a lot of props for bringing a lot of issues, a lot of social issues that needed to be talked about. My fault, because I'm looking at the time because I want to make sure that I'm clear on time.
Oh, yeah,
but
we good.
A lot of the social issues. Chris Claremont brought up in his X-Men run from the late 70s into the 80s, all the way until I think the third run of X-Men back in '91 after Jim Lee, the one that Jim Lee started writing, the one that they introduced for the X-Men cartoon. But the issues, it's really about the issues. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a problem. I absolutely don't have a problem with Magneto or Professor X being whatever color that they want. They can say white. I don't have a problem with that. What I really want is the issues that Chris Claremont brought about in the real discrimination. God loves, God forgives, man hates. I believe that's the name of the story. No, God loves, man hates is the story that they did for X-Men 2. But it was the perfect story to talk about true discrimination. As long as you get the story correct, you know what I mean? That's what I feel is getting that story out. Now, if they make the story good, people will forget. But I cannot see a black Eric Lyncher.
Yeah.
The person named Eric Lyncher, I just cannot see him.
See, my whole deal is that they
or Charles Xavier.
That they decided, like I said, they decided of all people. Because I've been letting it pass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run down my list. You know what I'm saying? Domino. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't had no problem with
it. She's
a second tier.
I'm just saying. Like, I don't have a problem with either. I'm saying what they've done. Domino. Human Torch with Brian B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
That I ain't gonna lie.
Mary Jane or whatever name they tried to retcon it with for Spider-Man. The Flash Thompson.
Michelle.
Michelle Jones. Valkyrie. You know what I'm saying?
Valkyrie was actually awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
Remember, Heimdall is a white guy. This is what I'm saying about comics. People forget.
That he was next. He was next. I was about to mention Heimdall. His picture is on my screen right now. It's Heimdall.
Right, but you had to remember, and this is what I brought up in our the Legend of the Petty Nerds group, is that a lot of these characters, if they were heroes, Storm was the first black female superhero. You know what I mean? They came out in the 60s. Black Panther was really constructed, and even in early stories, they were still making black people to be savages, living in huts and stuff like that in Africa, which some people do, and they also have cities in Africa. So people need to get off of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That people act like Zimbabwe doesn't have one of the most beautifulest cities in all of the world, but you don't see that because of the way that they characterize Africa and stuff like that.
They want to make us all seem like we savages, just like the scene where what was it, Black Panther, when they have the human trafficking. When Smeagol's character was like, they're savages, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the little line he had, they're savages. You know, that's what they're
because
assuming.
he was talking about. He was, as a matter of fact, in Age of Ultron, he also said that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because he was talking about the burn mark that they put on him. You know what I mean? But but again, a lot of the characters that was characterized, Wong was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Was made as a stereotypical character. Matter of fact, Tilda Swinton playing the ancient one was probably the one where everybody freaked out. But again, they made the ancient one a stereotypical character, a stereotypical Asian character, even in the Doctor Strange movie. So could they have made it a bald Asian woman? They could have, but they chose Tilda Swinton, and I still did. I agree because these are fictional characters. I don't care. I don't care what.
One thing I took from that was they kind of made it the way they got around that, because Marvel, they got PR people. They know how to get around. They know people are gonna bitch. I think what they did was they tried to make it seem like the Ancient One was an entity. Yeah. It was like an essence, and that's kind of how because they never really referred to her as a. I mean, maybe they did, or he or she, or they genderized her when they speaking, but they kind of made it seem like that's the Ancient One. You know what I'm saying? That's our leader. That's our person. Like, not her, not she. She isn't doing this.
Yeah, she was Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, they didn't really genderize her like that. So I think that's how they got around. I mean, they could have just alleviated all that extra work by just making her a damn Asian man like it was supposed to be. But hey, this is Marvel. We gotta sell tickets to everybody. We gotta get everybody's money. So they decided to go a different route.
I'll give you this. Shang-Chi, the biggest controversy is Shang-Chi, for one, because if they really do this, if they make Fu Manchu, I'm done.
They already casted it. They casted him as the biggest Asian star over in Asia right now. Nobody in America knows about him, but I've been looking at different reports. This dude is like the biggest grossing selling Asian star
next
over
to Donnie Yen. But he always, I can't think of his name off
I can't think, because we don't know about him. Because we don't know about him, but he's the biggest.
I know about him because me and my wife we watch a lot of Asian. Even if it's kung fu or non-kung fu, especially the Asian history and stuff like that. But we watch a lot of these movies, so he plays a good guy. That's the controversy, because you're taking one of the biggest Asian stars that's portrayed as a good guy in Hong Kong.
But he's playing the person I'm talking about is the person playing the Mandalorian. I mean, not the Mandalorian. The what's the guy that they made
the Mandarin?
The Mandarin, Ben Kingsley's character that people were completely upset about because they cast it as a white dude.
That was some bull crap.
The person that they casting in the Shang-Chi.
Yeah, it's Tony.
This dude is like supposed to be amazing, and everybody is actually applauding Marvel for casting this guy because.
Have you ever seen the movie The Grandmaster that came out in I want to say 2015?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the guy. That's the main character. The Grandmaster is him.
That's what I'm saying. The person, like, they actually made up for the Mandarin by actually going this route, because I mean, otherwise, but I understand what you're saying. Fu Manchu is completely racist.
Yeah, so they're not, I don't even think they're gonna even touch that. The thing is that Asia had a problem with casting basically a Canadian Asian actor.
He sound like us.
As the lead, and not the actual guy from China.
But that's the thing about it, though. These people are professionals. They're actors. I mean, goddamn, my favorite fictional character of all time is Dr. Gregory House, and he's British as hell. When I first heard him accept that goddamn award, I about had a heart attack because he didn't sound like House. Right.
I didn't know Andrew Garfield was British. You know what I mean?
Or Asia's Alba. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you know what I mean? See, the thing is, I think the generalization for, I would say, as a comic book fan, as a comic book fan, the biggest thing I want, in the thing that every single, even though I love the Spider-Man trilogies, I liked, Andrew Garfield as the Amazing Spider-Man. The X-Men movies and stuff like that, they started to go completely downhill after a while. Man. I need a good story. You understand? the biggest thing, because again, a lot of these characters was written at a time where black people, a matter of fact, not just black people, and people of man. Oh my God, Native Americans was. Oh my God, dude.
See,
it's so many characters. It's so stereotypical in a lot of these comics. You read them and you read the old ones and you be like, ew.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing that upsets me so much is us as comic book fans. Me and you, we sat back when we were younger and we cast the whole X-Men universe.
Still remember that. Only person we got right was
Patrick Stewart. We cast the whole universe, so we've been waiting on this to be done the right way. I don't count. I mean, the first one was good, and that was it. 2, 3, all the Wolverines, trash. You know what I'm saying?
Except for Logan.
Logan. I mean, I like Logan, rated R, good, but man,
Logan is dope.
Trash, because nobody else is in it. I want to see him involved with everybody else. We finally getting that. We finally gonna get the X-Men with everybody else, and now we got this goddamn stigma hanging over it that they may turn Professor X and goddamn Magneto black. Come on, man. We've been waiting so long for this to come into the MCU. Don't put a fucking blanket over it by putting all this unnecessary stigma and slight over it before we even see the goddamn movie.
But remember this. I don't think Kevin Feige is going to introduce the X. They're not going to come out and say, "Here's the X-Men." It's going to be a slow burner.
Oh so yeah, there's already rumors of different movies that are coming out. They're going to have different members of that universe in it.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be a slow burn. Number one, the first person is probably going to the first mutant is going to be introduced is going to be Scarlet Witch. They're going to.
We already know that.
I honestly believe they're going to say, well, because they used the Mind Stones to unlock your powers, you actually have an X gene. That's why the Eternals, because remember. The Eternals, nobody heard, because I talked to my brother about this. Like, I didn't even hear about the Eternals. I didn't even know nothing about them. They not only gender swap.
That movie.
Colorize every single one of them, because you cannot go to the dawn of time and then there's all these white people. Come on, man.
I follow a lot of people who are real. They're kind of on the Dre Mack side of things when it comes to certain aspects, and man, if they can take they utensil that they would use to relieve themselves, they would do that all over the Eternals movie, because they are completely upset. They said, "How can you make Selma Hayek Ajax?" I mean, they have just been going crazy.
But again, you're talking about characters. You're talking about the Eternals who's been here since the dawn of time. You know what I mean? And anybody who is taking a DNA test, and literally, because I just did, they will call, because I called the people at FamilyTreeDNA.com, and they actually give you the reference of like, look, we can't take away. And the lady literally said that she was like, remember, people, and Killmonger said this. Didn't all people come from Africa? Did life created right on this continent? So ain't all people your people? That's why I love
Dude, his best line when he said, "Y'all been sitting up in here comfortable. When 1,000 people that look just like us but not here oppressed." I was like, "Oh my God, this dude better stop what he doing." So he about to get me hype in the movie theater.
So let's take it like this. Let's take it as this. The Eternals, because remember the Celestials. And this is why I love it. People got to be able to really pay attention to these movies. Guardians of the Galaxy put it out perfectly. Remember that, Ego the Living Planet is a Celestial. Mm-hmm. So Celestials was already trying to mingle with the DNA. Man, James, and man, oh my God. Marvel is so creative with this. They was mingling with the DNA of people anyway. That's what the Celestials did. That's why you have the Eternals and the Deviants. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? So they was mingling with the DNA of people anyway, and that's why you have the XG. That's why Ego the Living Planet was killing all of these people, because he was Celestial, mingling with the DNA of these people.
That's also the reason why we have Thanos. That's also the reason why we have Thanos. Also, don't forget that.
There's a reason why we have Thanos, because he's part of the Deviants.
Yeah.
He's a Deviant. You know what I mean? So when you have the Eternals that nobody cared about, let's be real, nobody cared about the Eternals. They wasn't collecting their comics. Nobody really had that.
But you know why though? Because Kirby left. Kirby left. Went to DC and started the I forgot what the name. I forgot what
But
the
he
name
did
of
the
it
same
was.
thing in
He did the same thing,
DC.
but it didn't catch fire over there like it should have. So he came back to Marvel and did it again, and now they supposed to be making it. Before we get started, I just read something. We've been giving all this flack to goddamn Marvel. Now kudos to DC. DC does show love to they people of color characters. I will give them that. But they've been giving them love. They let them spread their wings. Let them do what they want to do. They promote them. They way above the grade of Marvel. But I have been hearing that there was rumors that Poison Ivy
Was going to be cast for Rihanna.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm all for Rihanna. I love me some Rihanna, but come on, man. Can we please stop it, man? Can we please stop the madness? Man?
I mean, but again, let's be honest. The majority of comic book artists are white. I mean, yeah. Especially back in the day.
So you saying they white? So they rather draw a black female with hips and shit? I mean,
just think about this. This is where I was pissed off. I'm gonna say this. I was pissed off that they didn't call Captain Marvel Miss Marvel. You know what I mean? Because the first Captain Marvel is Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, a black chick.
You know what I mean?
Her picture when you look at this video after it's posted, right up under your picture right now is Monica Rambeau, the black chick.
Because she's the first Captain Marvel, and they kept changing. They changed her name to Photon and something else or whatever, that I didn't care, instead of keeping her as Captain Marvel, and they gave it to Carol Danvers, who was not Captain Marvel to begin with. She was Miss Marvel. You know what I mean? So whatever, what I'm saying, it is what it is. I still like Captain Marvel movie or whatever, but let's be real. The part I did,
pause
because I like story, and I like story. That's my whole biggest thing. The reason why I'm reading House of X, reading Powers of X, reading Absolute Carnage, you know what I mean? Because it's story. I like story. I like story to be cohesive. I like the story. I don't care what color you make somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because then again, remember, the main Marvel universe is 616, right? Yeah. Then you have all these alternate universes, just like Elseworld. You know what I'm saying? In DC, you have all these alternate characters. And Marvel Studios is no different. They're just an alternate universe of these characters. A lot of characters have changed. A lot of characters stay the same. I absolutely love Chris Evans as Captain America. But remember, there was a rumor that they wanted Captain America to be, I think, Will Smith at one time.
Yeah, I'm about to say Will Smith.
But people forget that. People's like, I can't get that on me. And then at the time, I was like, in the 1940s, that's a stretch to be Captain America.
Yeah, it makes tell the truth, Dre. Tell the truth. It makes no goddamn sense. You gotta use if you lay all these millions and pages of source material out, stick to the goddamn source material, because when you deviate from that shit, it makes no sense.
Now, okay, so let's just flip it like this. Because my man from Comics Explained, Rob, he said, man, Marvel sometimes does the hand wavy thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, for instance, if they pull mutants from an alternate timeline, you know what I mean?
And that's what they're going to do. We all know that.
That's
the way to get around your whole issue with Eric Lyncher's age. That's the way to get around it.
That's the way that they can pull that just to get around it if they feel like, oh, this is too much backlash. Two, this is the second thing. This is what I honestly feel. I honestly feel like this because of Ian McKellen, because I love him as a actor. I love Ian McKellen.
I'm more partial to the younger Magneto and Xavier, honestly.
Dude, because Ian McKellen was, you know what I'm saying, just like Dumbledore, a gay character.
Yeah.
Make a dude, because Ian McKellen, make the man gay, make him white gay male. Bam. You can talk about discrimination. You know what I mean? You could bring up those issues. You know what I'm saying? You can make him Jewish, but gay Jewish man. Because not only.
But he had 3 kids, though, Dre. He had 3 kids. He had 3 kids. Wanda.
He could be bisexual. He could be.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell,
The
Deadpool is
Maximoffs.
pansexual.
The
You know
Maximoffs.
what I mean?
Scarlet Witch. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
don't even think
Polaris
they're gonna
and Quicksilver.
introduce him, and you know what I'm saying. Him. I don't even think they're going to introduce him as like, here's my dad. You're like,
why not? Why not? The story is there.
Because they came
like
from,
you said, the thing is going
to. They came from Sokovia. They came from Sokovia.
But you keep forgetting who you dealing with though. You dealing with Kevin Feige and Marvel. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
But they came from. The thing is, they came from Sokovia. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know if that was is Sokovia supposed to be a fictional area? I don't know. I never heard of Sokovia.
I just thought about it. I do feel you on one thing because Feige is so about not paying homage to competition because Fox already established that. They established it subtly. They established it. So I don't think he'll do it. So they probably will ignore it. It'll be stupid if they do. But he probably will ignore it.
See, the thing is that again, this is an alternate universe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is not the main 616. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did 616, you need every single character to pull this off right. And again, when you introduce the Avengers, you know what I'm saying? And you make the Avengers hype. Because remember, people, let's not get it twisted. Nobody cared about the Avengers.
Oh, nobody.
At all.
Nobody
cared. The
reason why they were able to make this universe the Infinity Saga in the first place was because everybody knows the story. Marvel was about to go bankrupt. They sold the rights, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
All they were left with was the Avengers characters because they was not selling for shit. So that's what they had to work with. So they cast Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Nobody cared about alcoholic-ass Iron Man, but because Robert Downey Jr. and Kevin Feige and that machine were such geniuses, they made it work. Made Thor work. Nobody cared about Thor and his Renaissance Festival ass. Nobody cared about him. Nobody gave a damn about Hawkeye. People still don't care about him. Nobody cared about Black Widow. Nobody cared about none of them.
Was that dude? It was that dude in Endgame.
Well, yeah.
Be real. It was that dude in Endgame.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the beginning. The reason why they made the movies.
Nobody really cared. Let's be honest. Nobody cared about the Incredible Hulk, but me.
Yeah.
Nobody
The
cared.
main people in Marvel was goddamn Spider-Man and the damn X-Men. And those were the first movies that came out.
They didn't have.
Those are the first movies that came out that started this whole boom. Was Spider-Man and the X-Men because that's what was hot. Nobody cared about Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, Captain America. Nobody cared about none of that shit. But because the rest of them make lackluster movies, and Marvel and Kevin Feige somehow found a way to find people who actually cared about the source material, cared about story, cared about the fans, and made good movies. Now they're on top now, and everybody else is wondering, damn, how did we mess this up? Because y'all didn't care about the fans, y'all didn't care about the source material, and y'all didn't care about making good movies. All y'all cared about was money. That's why Marvel is on top right now. Blame yourself.
Right. And this is the thing. Now, again, this is what I feel should happen. What I would like to happen. For one, introduce when Thanos the second snap. When Thanos used the snap to destroy the stones, there was something that Rocky said. There was a seismic cosmic radiation that no one's ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was unprecedented proportions. That's when you can have the Eternals wake up, be like, you know what I'm saying? But then they were like, why wasn't they in Endgame? They're just realizing who they are, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Because they have their mind
or they're so above it, they don't care about that. It's like stepping on a mosquito. They don't care.
Well, the Eternals, you know, there's already been pushed out that the premise was they had no idea that they were Eternals. They were just walking around. You know what I'm saying? And then all these events happen, and they're you know, the person who's the mischievous Loki type of person. I think it's Pip is the one who did all of this. Yeah. And Pip ended up waking them up or whatever and let them know who they are.
That's a little kid, right?
Woke it up.
I think that's the little kid.
Yeah. Remember, because that's a gender swap character too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Pip was supposed to be a boy and now it's a girl. You know
because they got a good actress to play her. That's what. See, Marvel was so. I mean, the simple fact we ain't even touched on this. They're trying to get Keanu Reeves in the MCU. Marvel is a point. I mean, I love Marvel, but they all about that dollar bill because Marvel is Disney.
But just think of look, hold on, wait a minute, because Keanu Reeves came to them and said I wanted to play Wolverine, and they was like, oh,
I mean, but no, I don't mean to cut you. I don't mean to cut you off. But look. But the biggest thing that's been going on in the past 5 years is Game of Thrones. They found a way to get them goddamn Kit Harington, and now he's gonna be in the Eternals as Black Knight.
He's gonna be Black Knight,
playing basically the same character he was playing for 7 years in goddamn Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Tell me they ain't no
Black
hustle.
Knight.
Marvel was the biggest. They are Dolomite. Marvel was now Dolomite.
But just think of Keanu Reeves, because they already announced they're going to do a Silver Surfer movie. What perfect person? But yet,
no, don't you do it.
Keanu Reeves, the Silver Surfer?
No, that's Mike. That's
awesome.
They still got Fishburne under contract for the goddamn MCU.
He's playing Goliath.
That's his face, not his voice.
It's Goliath. But
Come on now.
Keanu Reeves right now is so.
We all know Keanu
awesome
Reeves is going to be
now.
Adam Warlock. We all know it. We all know
or
it.
He could be Adam. I wouldn't care. I couldn't imagine seeing a blonde-haired, you know what I'm saying, golden Keanu Reeves.
Hey, Point Break.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't see. But no. Whatchamacallit was blonde-haired in Point Break. Patrick Swayze. He's gone and he's gone. He's been dead.
Okay. Well, no, he was dark haired and Bill. Keanu can pull off blonde, man. He can pull off blonde.
No.
Yeah,
he to me.
You know,
to me, he has to be. To me, I would love him as Silver Surfer.
You know, they're making another Matrix, right?
Yeah, they're making another Matrix. You know what I mean? Which I don't know why, but
Hey, it don't matter why. We getting it. God damn it.
I don't know. Yeah, okay, that's the problems I be having. I don't care what character it is or who it is. Why?
You know why? Because with today's technology, a lot of the movies that we thought were badass in the past, if they make them now, they will make $3 million. So these companies are making these movies now because it's all about the money, bruh. Come on, Dre. You don't like money?
Yeah, I like good storytelling too.
Well, I like this. Of course
That's why Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, because they stuck true to the source material as close as you can possibly get without actually killing Shredder. And technically,
you know what they
say? Kill Shredder. They had to retcon it for Teenage Mutant Turtles.
You know what they say. Wise men always say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza.
Oh man. Well, I gotta run out of here.
All right, man.
I have to get ready to sell my soul to my company.
All right,
so,
man. Hey,
we gotta finish this up. This ain't over. This ain't over.
I appreciate you coming through, bro. Appreciate
this ain't over. We finishing this. It's not over, man. It's not over.
All right, man. I love you, bro. You stay up, man.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later, man. Love you.
Peace. Hey, so that was Dre Mack. Now you guys know why I like bringing him on the show, because he keeps it real. He keeps it completely 100. We don't always agree, but he keeps it 100. But aside from all that, fuck Marvel. Fuck what they trying to do. I don't give a damn. Don't recast nobody. Stick to the goddamn source material. You got all these pages of source material. Use them. You know what I'm saying? Most people would kill to have this much backstory and this much source material to pull from. Use it. Don't just take your pants down and shit on it. Use it. It's complete bullshit. And what they doing is complete bullshit. They better not cast Magneto and Professor X as black people. And I love my people. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it wrong. I love my people. But we don't need to. I mean, I know in today's day and age, because of oppression and all the kneeling and the NFL and the police and all these things going on, you feel you got to save face. Don't bring that into the comic book world. We've been our own separate entity, and we go to those issues when we need to. Don't bring it here now. Don't do that shit. No. We don't need goddamn Denzel Washington playing Magneto. You know. No, we don't need it. Don't do it. Because if they keep going down this route, I'm telling you, I've been saying this for about a year now. Marvel need to watch out because DC finally got their shit together. If you keep going down this route of, gender swapping, race swapping, LGBT, trying to appease everybody, you can't please everybody. You can't do it. You can't please everybody. You're going to piss some people off. Piss them off. Don't sacrifice your goddamn soul to appease everybody. You're going to have to piss some people off. Kevin Feige trying to make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy. It's not going to happen. What you're going to do is negate the people that's been rocking with you for 10 years. This next second phase could be a disaster. What we've been enjoying, these Marvel movies, breaking records, being in the top 10 of all grossing films, making all this money, getting you all these endorsements, making it to where you people are millionaires, it could just go away because you decided to make a female Thor or openly gay character. And I'm not against none of those things. Don't get it twisted. No, I'm not against none of that. Hey, do what you do. But don't negate the source material for it, because the comic book fans in the comic book universe and the people who support these films since the beginning are the core of your fan base. Everybody else are casuals. They'll go see a movie because the hype. Oh, everybody says it's a good movie. I'll go check it out. But the people going to see it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 plus times are the real fans. And if you negate us, you just got a regular movie. I'm just saying. You guys like money so much. You negate us, you got a regular movie. If you look on my screen right now, you see all these people of color. Some of them been retconned. But what I was wanting to get with Dre, we don't got to retcon anybody. There's a lot of black characters already there. Support them. Boost their stories. Luke Cage. Really? Really? The Netflix show did wonderful with Luke Cage. You want to see that on the big screen? Storm. Cast a good actress as Storm. Introduce her in Black Panther and roll with it. Bishop. You got him now. Do something with it. Goliath. Do something and de-age him or some shit, and you know what I'm saying? Falcon. The new Captain America. Do something. Monica Rambeau. Y'all reintroducing her. Do something with it. Miles Morales. This generation Spider-Man. Do something with it. Blade. Let's concentrate on that. We don't need to turn Magneto and Professor X black to appease to the black community. No, we don't want that. We don't want secondhand. That's why I like DC, man. Y'all better watch out, Marvel, because DC gonna mess around and get on y'all head, and y'all gonna be looking like, damn, what the hell happened? We had life by the horns because you got too comfortable. When you get too comfortable, you rest on your laurels, and your competition comes up and swoops you by. And that's what happens. But thank y'all for watching. Great video. Like Dre said, it's not over. We would definitely be moving back around to handle that again. But in other words, hit me on my social media. Everything Manu Brewer, everything Manu 316. I'm pretty sure nobody else uses those conjectures. So that's anytime you type that in, you'll probably find me. I do stream World of Warcraft on Mixer under Big Brew 316. You can find me on Facebook under William Manute Brewer. Make sure you smash the like button, because you know how Facebook and their algorithms go. Smash it. You can't see it because all the shit I got on the screen. But smash the like button and follow me on my social media. And till next time, people, peace, grease, and everything like that. Deuces.